Welcome students. During this class, we will start a new topic that is equilibrium. And we will see what the equilibrium is and what are the conditions of equilibrium. First of all, we'll start with the topic equilibrium. So the state of rest or uniform motion of an object is called equilibrium. So this is the basically state of rest or uniform motion of an object is called equilibrium. What are the examples? A body holding a vase in his hand. The vase is at rest under the action of two forces, the weight of the vase acting downward and the normal of the reaction of the hand acting upward. So let's first understand what the equilibrium is. Basically, equilibrium is if you are holding any type of object in your hand, you are holding book in your hand. The weight of the book is acting in downward direction. The reaction of your hand is acting in upward direction. These two forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. They cancel each other. Let's see, when you are sitting inside your class, there is a rostrum. Weight of the rostrum is acting in downward direction. Reaction of the floor is acting in upward direction. At the same time, if you are trying to move the rostrum to your right side, you are applying force, but you are unable to move that rostrum. This shows that your applied force is equal to frictional force, though they cancel each other. As a result, the rostrum is at its place of rest. It's not moving, it's not changing its position. So that's why it is explained in like another easier way. If there are number of forces acting on a body and body is at the state of rest, then this state of body is said to be equilibrium. Or if a body is moving with uniform motion, so uniform motion mean it is also in equilibrium. Like if paratrooper is moving with a uniform motion in downward direction, this type of motion is also is motion in equilibrium. And we will discuss the types or the condition or the states of equilibrium, what type of the equilibrium these are. But this is the main or the first concept of the equilibrium. So the next one is conditions of equilibrium. Look, there are two conditions of equilibrium. What is the first condition? According to this condition, if the sum of the forces acting on a body is zero, then the body is said to be in equilibrium. Mathematically, it is sum of f is equal to 0, sum of fx is equal to 0, sum of fy is equal to 0. Look, suppose this is a table, and on this table you have placed any type of object. This object may be a book, maybe any type of a sheet, maybe any type of a laptop, tab, or any other object. You have placed it at the book. To the right side, you are applying some force. This force is say F. To the left side, another, if it is force of action, there will be another force that is called force of reaction. And this force is basically the force of friction. At the same time, the weight of the block or object is acting in downward direction. Weight is acting in downward direction. And then the reaction of this surface is acting in upward direction. So this is called basically reaction. If you look at action, F force is acting in this direction and frictional force is acting to the other side. Weight of the block is acting in downward direction. Reaction of the surface is acting in upward direction. So the block is at rest. It means these forces are along vertical direction and these forces are along horizontal direction. For the case of horizontal direction, sum of forces mean frictional force plus applied force is equal to 0. But in case of a force which is acting in vertical direction, that is reaction and weight, this vertical force is, this one is used. Sum of Fy is equal to 0. This shows that if the body is at that state of rest, then all types of the forces acting on a body that are zero. And we have further divided these forces into horizontal and vertical components so that to make it easier, to understand. So this is first condition of equilibrium. So here it is, second condition of equilibrium. According to this condition, if the sum of all the torques acting on a body is zero, then the body is said to be in the state of equilibrium. Mathematically, sum of tau is equal to zero. Clockwise torques is equal to anti-clockwise. Take a simpler type of example. You are taking any meter rod, and with the help of meter rod, you have a scissor, any other wedge, any other type of the object, and you have placed this scale or meter rod or anything on it. You are hanging a weight to your right side and other weight to the left side. Suppose this one is W1 and this one is W2. This one is W2. If you look at the amount, this force acting at the point of rotation, and it is W1, other force is acting W2 at the point of action, that is the point through which it will rotate, it is at point O. So if you look at, if these forces, the clockwise torques are produced, this one is clockwise and this one is anti-clockwise, these two torques are equal, then it will be balanced. So the sum of, at that time, mathematically, how will you write? This is basically sum of torque is equal to zero, because the body is at the state of rest, or it may be, in some cases, it may be moving with uniform speed inside a circular path. So this is the example of second condition of equilibrium. Sum of all the torques acting on a body are equal to zero. Means clockwise torques, this one, that is equal to anti-clockwise torques. So it is said that the body is in the state of second condition. So stability of an object according to the center of mass. What is the role of stability of the object in the sense of center of mass, when it will be more stable and when it will be less stable? The stability of a body in equilibrium depends upon the position of the center of mass of the body. On what the factor it depends? The position of the center of mass of a body. When an external force is applied on the body, it disturbs the position of the center of the mass. Consider a circular cone, which when laying on the base on the horizontal surface, it is in equilibrium. The cone will remain its stability forever. That is called stable equilibrium. But if this cone is kept on its end, it falls and it cannot keep its equilibrium position due to change of center of mass unstable. So if the cone is kept on the sideways, it will roll on the surface without changing the center of the mass. This is called neutral equilibrium. So these are states of equilibrium basically. When it is said to be stable, unstable, and neutral, what happens? I am giving you another example. If you consider a book and you place the book in vertical direction like this one, if you calculate the CG of the book is here at the center. Same book, if you place in this position, horizontal position, it like this one. And center of mass of the gravity is here, center of mass is here. If you look at, this is the point where the gravitational force is acting, and this is the point where the gravitational force is acting. There are two different techniques to define stable Now, there are three states of equilibrium. Conditions are only two, which we have already discussed. Sum of forces acting on the body, that is first. Sum of torques acting on a body, sum is zero. That is second condition of equilibrium. Now we are discussing for three states of equilibrium. Number one is stable. This one. If you, why it is stable? Because its center of mass or the center of gravity CG lies before the below the point of suspension. It is very much closer to the Earth's surface. An object whose CG is very much closer to the surface of the Earth, more it will be the stable. You know, in case of construction of cars and engineering, this factor is considered at the top most, so that to keep it more and more stable, the types of the object which require the fastest speed, a very much important point to consider for that type of the motion is you have to keep the center of m- uh, gravity CG below the point of suspension, so more it will be stable. This is another example where you see that the CG of a body is above the point of suspension. Point is this one. This is the same book. If it is laying horizontally like this one, if it is laying horizontally, then it's more stable. If you disturb it, you apply a force, its position is disturbed. And if you remove the force, again it comes back to its original state. So this type of equilibrium is called after removal of the force. Now again, if you disturb any object like book, lift this book up, lift this book up, and when you lift this book up and release the force, this book will come back to its original state before application of the force. This type of equilibrium is called stable equilibrium. But if you look at this one, it may be an example of a pencil, it may be an example of a pen, it may be an example of a battery cell. If you apply a force, if you are applying force from right to left direction like this, it will fall and it will gain a new position like this one. It is gaining this position, and after gaining this position, if you remove the force, the body is not regaining its original state. This type of equilibrium is called unstable equilibrium. I'm repeating again. If you apply force on this book laying at this position and remove it, you have changed its position, you have raised it. If you remove it, it come back to the initial state. This type of equilibrium is called stable. But in case when you apply a force and the body was laying vertically, or it's a pencil or any other object, if you remove the force, the body is not regaining its original state, then this type of equilibrium is called unstable equilibrium. The third one is the example of a cone. When it is laying horizontally and you roll down, each and every time the CG of that cone is not raised nor it is lowered. That type of equilibrium is called neutral equilibrium. Or you take a football, mark any height, you take any football, like you have taken any football, you have raised the CG point here and you kick to the other side of football, you will see after the time when it rolls down, the height of CG is not raised nor it is lowered. So this type of equilibrium is called neutral equilibrium. Now let's come back. An object is said to be stable equilibrium if it returns to its original position when it is disturbed, like this one, like this one. These are different examples. So let's first remove it, the annotation which I have made. So here it is. These are the examples which I have already explained. Now let's see the figures again. What is happening there? Center of mass, COM. This is the center of mass. This is the point where gravitational force will be acting. So here you have raised it, it will come back. This is the first condition. Here it is not raised, nor it is low. It is a CD type of example. So this is neutral type of equilibrium. Now this happens because the center of mass moves up when you push the gravity. So gravity tends to pull the object back down, backward towards its equilibrium position. This is the center of mass. Here is the point where gravitational force is acting. If you will raise from the surface of the earth, this gravitational force will act on this point and will tend to move it again to the same state. This type of equilibrium is called stable equilibrium. This type of equilibrium is called neutral equilibrium, where no CG of a body is not raised or not it is lowered. This type of equilibrium is called neutral equilibrium. Now, the object is stable equilibrium if its center of mass is suspended below a pivot or balanced above a wide base. You look at, I have already explained, and again I am making it clear once again. So this is highlighter, color of highlighter, consider when an object is unstable. When an object is said to be unstable, equilibrium it falls or topples over when it is disturbed. I have already explained, like book vertically placed, like a ball pen or a pen placed vertically. You apply a force, it topples, but when you remove the force, you are unable to move it back. So this is the example. Center of mass is here. Center of mass of a body is here. Whenever you will disturb, it will not come back at its own. So what happens because the center of mass moves downward when pushed? So gravity tends to pull the object further away from its equilibrium position. So this is the reason. An object is in its unstable equilibrium if its center of mass is balanced above the pivot point or a narrow base. This one is a narrow base and it is adjusted above the point of suspension. So what about neutral equilibrium? An equilibrium said to be neutral equilibrium if it sideways when it is disturbed, move sideways like rolling any spherical object. I have already discussed. When you take any type of spherical object, when it is rolled down, uh, after rolling down, like this one, this is a spherical object. The center of mass is here. When you're trying to move it to the other side, you see that the center of mass is not raised nor it is lowered. Such type of the like if you consider any type of cone, and in case of a cone, when you roll it, you have placed it horizontally and you roll it. After rolling, its position is not increased nor it is decreased. It is maintained with 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 its motion. So this type of equilibrium is called neutral equilibrium. Like drum, you roll it down, you have marked it, you will see that this point remains at the same place. It is not raised, it is not lowered. You mark at center of this side. So tends to pull. What happens? Its center of mass stays at the same height when pushed. So its point will be at the same place height from the surface of the gravity does not tend to pull the object towards or away from the original position. So this type of equilibrium is called neutral equilibrium. Spheres and cylinders are examples of objects that can be in neutral equilibrium. Sphere, a cylindrical object resting on a flat ground. Now let's understand parallel forces and anti-parallel forces. Those forces whose point of action is different, but the line of action are the same, are called parallel forces. Now, what is the example? Example is this one. We will see this one, like parallel forces. These are the parallel forces. Line of action of force is the same. The parallel forces which are act in the same direction are called like parallel forces. And the parallel forces which are uh, acting along the different direction, they are called unlike parallel forces like this one. You see the P at is this force is acting in downward direction and this force is acting in upward direction. Those parallel forces which are act in opposite direction are called unlike parallel forces. Line of action of force is same. That's why they are called parallel. But if the line of action of force, they are acting in different direction at different points. So their direction is different, like this one P, and here it is Q. P is acting in this direction, Q is acting to the other direction. So these are called unlike parallel forces. What are the examples? When you are holding car steering in your hand, your right hand is acting in one direction, your left hand is acting to the other side. Similar is the case when you placed experiment during experimental setup by using a meter rod. One force right side is acting in downward direction, other one the object moves in upward direction. There are a number of other examples where you can understand where what are the like and what are unlike forces. So next one is couple those two forces which are equal in magnitude, like this one is force P, another force is force Q, like car steering. One force you are applying in this direction, other force you are applying in this direction, like you are steering car steering. So these two are basically producing rotation. They are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. What they do? They produce rotation in the body. The two forces which are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction, but does not cancel each other, they are called couple. But where it is happening, it happens in case of a car steering. So with this, today's class ends. So I hope you people have understood today's class, and it will be more easier if you revise it once more. With this, we end up our class. Thank you for your patience.